Hey, what are you doing here? How did you get in here? Well, welcome.
Next in line to nothing. Where's the pride in all the things I never...
So because this is metallic paint, you just can't wipe it over and start painting on top of it because it has a coat of clear lacquer on top of it, and you have to take that away. I used a wire brush just to take off the clear coat, and then some thinner, universal thinner, prepared for auto paint, car paint. And it's just a matter of two racks, two pieces of cloth, one with a lot of thinner on it and one with nothing on it, just to do a little wipe and a wipe over with a dry cloth. That's gonna take away the last pieces of silicone that was under the old screws there. But don't wipe too much because it's gonna affect the paint underneath. So just a quick wipe and then dry it off again right away. Then you should be clear to go. And it starts, the silicone starts to crumble right away if there is anything, if you use a thinner. There just was a little more there. I had to get off it. Again, don't rub too much on it. It's gonna destroy the paint underneath. So remember to put the lid on so you don't spill it on the roof, and please don't ask me why I know that. I've been used to making cars for about 40 years, so I buy my paint at the real shops. These car paints from the professionals are so much better than any of the cheap models you can buy. The cans are a pre-filled model where all the essentials are in one side of the mixture machine they have. They put that in, and then they make the color exactly to match, put that on top, and put pressure in it. So you get a much better paint than any of the other cheap ones. It has a much better filling in the holes, in the cavities in the metal. And when you paint small areas like this, it's okay to paint it like this because it's winter time, it's very windy here, and it's ice cold. So I know this is not the optimal way to paint, but this is what it is, and I need to do it now because I'm insulating the van and I can't have the holes dripping down water. You see, the nozzles on these cans are also much better than the professionals. They make a spray pattern that is much easier to control, and it applies much more even layers. I'm going to get a heat gun and heat the metal. I of course started with it also. Started heating the metal before I applied the first coat of paint. And now a little more heat from a distance, not go too close because it's gonna make bubbles, make the paint bubble. We don't want that. We just want the the thinners in the paint to go off, so it starts to cure a little bit. But let me show you a smart thing I have in my jacket here, as I did for the Sigaflex and butyl tape on the Max Air fan. Everything is stored inside in room temperature, but look at this. I have a real big pocket here where you can have spray paint cans, you can have Sigaflex, butyl tape, everything in there to keep it around 37 degrees when you're working outside in the cold. So let's get on with this, because I'm gonna give it 3 coats of paint and heating in between, and then again 2 layers of the clear coat. Into the jacket it goes, and I try to explain to people here that it is not a beauty contest. It's to keep the rust away. So let's try to speed this up a little bit, because it's actually quite time consuming, because you have to make it cure. So it starts to get a matte finish because of the heat and because the solvents are disappearing. I call it dust dry. You can touch it without leaving marks in it. And after 3 coats of paint, it's ready for 2 coats of the clear. There's one reason that this roof of mine is not totally rusted away like most of the other panel vans from the same year. This is a 2006 model. But the metallic paint is thicker in application from the factory, and it's got the clear coat on top of it. So that's much more resistant to the water-based normal paints they've been using on all the vans for the last many years. And I know there will be a lot of professional painters that's gonna scold me for this and saying this is a shitty job, and yeah, they're actually right. Because had I been in a workshop with heating on, and if the car had been 100,000 Danish kroners more expensive, it would have been done probably, but it is not now. This is enough for it to hold the rust away for 10 years at least, and by that time all the bottom of it will be rusted out anyway in Denmark. So I'm gonna use rubber grommets on the small holes, and in the big holes I'm gonna install these. They are from the marine sector, and I've used them multiple times on vans and boats also, and I haven't seen any one of them leak at any time at all. I think they're much better than the big chunky ones you get from the solar panels. I don't actually like them. These are bolted through the roof with stainless steel screws, and with the rubber buttons you can change according to the size of your wires. And I hope I can get at least 2 or 3 of those holes covered with them. That was where the hoses for the air condition were. And why do I need all less power? All those wires going up? Well, I'm gonna have the solar panels on top. That's 2 big wires. I'm gonna have some auxiliary lighting in front, some lights on the sides, some reverse lights up on my roof rack, and probably at some time I hope to have a Starlink and perhaps security cameras. But when I mount the big roof rack, it's impossible to get to drilling the holes properly under the solar panels. It's not gonna work. And of course I'm at the moment insulating the van, so I would like all those wires to be ready to go in as needed and not have to make holes again. I tried that once before. That was really a pain in the ARS. And I'm again using this Sika 521 UV as a sealant, and it's just so nice to work with. First there's a rubber seal. It got Sika on the roof, then the rubber seal, then some Sika in this one, and then bolt it down through the roof with 3 bolts or screws. Actually, that's not bolts, it's screws. I normally drill holes the size of the inner diameter of the screw. And you see here my attempt to find the hole. It's not working, but this one is. So I know this one is in. Just turn it a little bit. There it was. Yep. Much easier. Then I try to evenly screw it down. I don't use an electric screwdriver. This is done by hand because I want to have the feeling with the screws, how much resistance is there. And it's not that big a job, but try to doing evenly so the Sika will spread out from the middle to both inside and outside. Now it's down to where I can feel it's put, and then I just small amount, see, okay, here's the resistance equal, and now I can see there's Sika coming out and also inside all the way around, and that indicates that the thing is sealed, and then of course you have to take some of it off again. Don't want too much on the roof. These are some wires I pre-made just to install until I get the real components on the roof to mount. They're made to fit the holes, the grommets that's in there now. And now actually it's machine bolts, or bolts with the machine threads, also stainless steel of course. And now it's fixed. And I'm trying to get at least 3 to sit there, but I'm not gonna film every single one of them. But the other ones, the small holes where the rubber grommets are going, I made the hole 6mm, drilled some holes for 6mm, and the grommets are 6.5mm. That means that when you get the inside lip to the inside of the roof, you're gonna have the grommet expand and sit really, really tight. But I'm also gonna put them in with a little bit of Sika, as you'll see a little later on. Just testing, see if it fits. Yeah, it's gonna be a tight fit, but it's working. Just to make sure that everything is in, as I said. Or you can have it lift a little bit of corner, and then eventually it will go. It won't be watertight. So make sure you get them to sit properly. And actually the same method I used on the Max fan. So I usually try to take the one furthest away first, because otherwise you're gonna get your sleeves closing on, getting matched up with all the Sika when you're trying to put in the one furthest away. So I hope you like this method. I hope you can use it if you want to close some holes or put wire things in for your van build. As I said, these are from the boat industry, made to be watertight even in the worst conditions, so I figure they're good for the car also. So put in. And I'm just standing there thinking. A lot of the videos on YouTube nowadays have a lot of catchy phrases on their startup lines, on their what is that called? Well, the headline on the video says something. Oh boy, we got robbed. Oh boy, something happened. Just to get attention from viewers. I dislike that very much, and I try my very best not to do it on my videos. I actually hate it, and I unsubscribe when there are too bads. But if you were a little cheeky, I could start this one with how to put your rubber on. I don't know if that's gonna get me some more viewers, but I'm not gonna do it. I think it's silly. Don't promise anything you can't deliver. So here it is, finished. I actually made 6 of them while I was at it. Here they are. Hope you liked it. Hope you can use some of it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.